Hello there. This is Elena and my channel Enough of Propaganda. But today I'm gonna talk to you about the mistake which Latvia did by they revoked the license from TV Rain YouTube channel, and basically one of the Russian independent media, one of the very few actual journalists and real media which exist, and sadly not inside Russia but outside Russia. TV Rain, for their principal position against Russian aggression in Ukraine, against annexation of Crimea in 2014, that's when they started to have problems with the Russian government. That is basically why they were kicked out of Russia not too long ago. And that full-scale invasion, which Putin started in February of 2022, that's what happened. And even before, in Russia was very few, hardly surviving independent media, kind of like media because they had to be on social networks, because they couldn't really be on TV. There is nothing on Russian TV and in Russian Federation officially published which is free. They closing everything, and they closed Rain. Rain moved to Latvia, and they're now making a lot of videos against war, against Putin, against Russian aggression and annexation of territories in Ukraine, and I watch them every day. As often as I watch Popular Politics, the channel of Alexei Navalny, and I can confirm that Rain is great TV. They are amazing journalists, and any country would be proud to have them. Yet Latvia thinking otherwise. Why?
И чего мы не осознаем. Это очень важно понимать, учитывая, что нас прямо обвиняют в создании угрозы национальной безопасности Латвийской Республики.
Ekaterina Katrikadze is saying that we need to understand why Latvia isn't happy with Rain, and why Latvia thinking Rain is a danger for Latvian Republic.
Так вот, что мы сделали?
What did we do?
Спасибо изданию Delphi, взявшему у Аболинша интервью. Речь о 3 нарушениях. В
There are 3 mistakes we did.
частности, демонстрация карты, на которой аннексированный Крым отмечен как российская территория.
At some point on the Rain channel was demonstrated a map when Crimea was marked as Russian territory.
Плюс использование фразы «наша армия» в эфире. И
Another thing was they used the words our army on air.
пресловутое высказывание ведущего Алексея Коростелева о поддержке российских военных на фронте.
And Alexei Korostelev, one of the journalists, said about support of Russian military on the front. So let's talk about all 3 things. Madam Katrikadze says that about the map it was honest mistake. Rain doesn't have a proper place or anything. It's not like official news. Even the quality of what they do is superb. This is mistake. And of course, Rain never thought that Crimea is Russia. That's the why Rain has problems with Russian government in the first place, because they did not think that Crimea is Russia. And our army, they might say it because they are Russian citizens. I'm Canadian, but I'm Russian citizen as well. Yes, Rain saying our army committing war crimes in Ukraine, fighting Putin's aggressive war, and it shouldn't be done. And that's where I stand with Rain. Yes, as Russian citizens, we feel responsible. Even I live abroad for 18 years and probably shouldn't feel responsible, but I am. I was fighting with Putin regime for over 18 years myself. And I know exactly how the Rain feel right now. They feel hurt. They feel like they felt 8 years ago, according to the chief editor. I will show him to you later. When they were basically slapped for whatever they didn't do. They were against war and against annexation of Crimea, and so was I. I wrote a book in 2017 when I was talking about it, and Rain talking about it every single day. As to Alexei Korostelev, it's not his position, it's not position of Rain saying that they should support troops on the front. No. But Rain is reporting about how poorly equipped and how in what horrible conditions Russian soldiers are on the front. So is many bloggers I know, so as I do the same thing. Because if they can stop Russian people from joining the army, well, they're not joining the army voluntarily, they were mobilized. They was forced to go to the army. What these news, like they not news, but the media, social media, trying to do is to prevent Russians from being caught and mobilized, from coming even into the places where they can get caught and mobilized, because they're going to be killed in Ukraine. The less Russians will end up on the battlefields in Ukraine, the better for everyone. For Ukraine, because they would shoot at Ukrainians. For Russians, because they're not going to get killed. For everyone. And Rain and me and Popular Politics and Maxim Katz and many other people who doing videos against Putin's mobilization and war, trying to prevent that to happen. Yet, Mr. Korostylov did a mistake and he said something which he shouldn't have said. This is TV channel Rain. They have 3.71 million subscribers, as you can clearly see. They're talking about Russian because they are Russian citizens and they're trying to educate Russians in Russia, abroad, and there are lots of Russians in Latvia which need to be educated because many of them supporting Putin because they were brainwashed for many years. This video said how to make people who supporting war to change their mind. They're giving tools for people to explain brainwashed Russians why it is wrong. This is about Putin's yacht. This is about Russian Mr. Yashin, who was against Putin and against war, and he get arrested and he's in jail right now. This is an ordinary fascism. Can we compare modern Russia and Hitler Germany? I'm watching this video just now. And so on. As you can see, there are lots of videos. Let's see the playlists. 1,338. 2,200 videos. I made 150, over 150 myself. Just by myself as a person. Private person and a citizen. We are the citizens of Russia. Rain, people from Rain, me, people from Popular Politics, people in Russia who is against war and against Putin. And that's why also I want to say that I don't want to give up my Russian citizenship because Putin isn't Russia. Putin is not Russian. I am. And the people from Rain, we are Russians. We are the future of Russia and future of Canada. I am in my position. I'm not planning to come back to Russia, but Rain, people from Rain planning to come back to Russia without Putin and the war. They planning to come back to the country, and they will be the future of Russian media and Russian citizens. This is incredibly valuable people because they trying to change Russian mind. Ukraine and Russia, they not living in apartment building, being neighbors inside one of the floors of the apartment building, because Ukraine cannot move and Russia cannot move from that apartment building to different apartment building. Countries cannot move to another side of the planet just not to be neighbors anymore. They're gonna be neighbors even after the war is over. And that is why it is important to understand, and many Ukrainian politicians do understand, like Mr. Podolyak, for example. They do understand how important to educate Russians about what's happening. And Rain doing just that. And they're doing it great. They are brilliant. This is Mr. Tikhon Zetko. He is a main editor. And that's what he is saying.
Увольнение в данном случае равно подтверждению недопустимости подобных высказываний в эфире и равно отказу телеканала от даже намека на солидаризацию с подобными высказываниями.
He's saying that Latvia is blaming that Rain doesn't understand how serious it is. Yes, they do understand. That is why they fired Mr. Korostylov. They fired him to prove that it's not position of Rain and Rain is not agree with that and so on. In my opinion, they're doing the same mistake as Latvia doing right now. They shouldn't have fired the journalist because it's not his position. He is not supporting war or mobilization in any way. And I saw him many times talking about that, and I can say it's honest mistake. He misspoke, which happened to any journalist in any media all the time. Like, people do it multiple times during their lifetime and career, and to do that is not right thing to do. And I seen that Madam Sindeyeva, the creator of Rain TV, she was crying the other day on Twitter and trying to make people who left, Korostilov and some other people, to come back. And they're right. People did a mistake, they shouldn't be punished for that. Rain did a mistake, they recognized it, they apologized for it, they shouldn't be punished that harsh. In any other country, I will suggest, if you want to have real good media, scoop the Rain. They're self-sufficient because people supporting them personally by donating them money because they're telling people the truth. In many of your countries, you have no idea what Russian propaganda is. Many of you allowed Russia Today, propaganda tool from Putin, paid by Putin, Putin's Russia and the Putin's government, to speak to people in your country. You need to undo the damage which done to everyday ordinary people in the United States, in Canada, in Europe. And Rain, just many of them actually speak English, can undo, can explain brainwashed people abroad about how much they were lied to with many years. People who watched Russia Today, it's over 600 million of people on the planet was watching Russia Today. And yet they didn't close it until recently in some countries. Like, I demanded from Canadian government to close Russia Today in Canada the second day, the very first day with my MLA, and the very second day I wrote a letter to Canadian Prime Minister to stop that propaganda in my country, Canada. But Rain, I would give them citizenship in Canada so they can help me to tell Canadians the truth, and Americans and people from Europe. That's exactly what I'm doing on my channel, Enough. And now I made the English version of it, Enough of Propaganda, which is only a couple videos I moved there so far and created for the channel, and I'm gonna move some videos probably to just separate English version of the channel from Russian one. And I stand with Rain. And the only thing I disagree with them, they shouldn't have fired the journalist and they should give him job back. Please support Ukraine. Please support Rain, because they did for the freedom of Ukraine more than many people ever done in their life. I'm not counting Ukrainians who are fighting on the front, but this is a big deal. And insult to Rain is a big deal. They're trying to basically just cross everything Rain ever done just by that one mistake, which Latvia doing right now. If Latvia want to be a democratic country, they should really watch Rain and really make informed decision and make sure that Rain has a chance to defend themselves. And I believe that Latvia is an independent country, intelligent country, and they will make a right choice in the end. They did a mistake. All they have to do is to correct it. Thank you for your attention and have a great day.